Hi, I'm here today with Sony Award-winning presenter, music journalist, documentary maker and author Kylie Olsson. You may have seen her on Sky Arts, VH1 America, Palladia, Sky News, the BBC and much, much more. Hi Kylie, thanks for coming.
Hey, thanks for having me.
First of all, I want to apologise, we're drinking water. You've come far too early in the day today.
I know.
And other people normally get wine, but if we talk for long enough, we might have to replace it for you. So Kylie, can you describe your career in 60 seconds to date?
Oh my God, the pressure. So I went to university, studied film, and then after that I got a job working in an office, decided I hated it, so then started work experience at the BBC, and then it was, you know, during that time we used to write letters to people if we wanted to get in touch with them. So I wrote loads of letters to various companies in London, etc., and got work experience at ITV and various other companies, and then started running. So basically I started making tea in TV, and now I am doing what I'm doing. Fantastic.
Yeah. Now, actually, we started talking off camera, but I thought we'd save it to finish off today. You were telling me that that kind of what got you into this as well was I forget the movie. We're talking about Almost Famous.
Yes.
and Kate Hudson. You said, you know, you are Kate.
No, I said I'm not Kate. No, that movie, I watched it and fell in love with it. And the director Cameron Crowe actually was a journalist for Rolling Stone, so it's a movie about his life as a journalist, and so I wanted to be William, the kid that was on the road with a rock band, and I was like, that's what I want to do. I like asking people questions, I'm nosy, that's my job. So that's kind of why. But
does that date back to what kind of got you into media in the first place, or did you want to be in media and then this has taken off in the music direction?
No, that's what I wanted to do. I was doing my office job that I hated, working in finance. Actually, I lie. I studied music.
How can you hate finance?
Yeah, I know.
You're in my house and you're slurring me already.
So I was a musician. That's how I started.
What did you play?
Saxophone.
Okay.
So I studied that at college, and then when I realised that I wasn't that great, I thought maybe I'd like to talk about music instead. And I was doing this office job, and then that's when I decided, right, I need to go back to university, or go to university, and watched this movie and was like, that's it, I want to be a music journalist. So I
got to tell you, my favourite saxophone moment of all time is, I forget the movie, but where the Rob Lowe one.
The Rob Lowe,
what's the
Breakfast Club or something like that?
Yeah, no, not the Breakfast Club, but the at the same time as all that, there was. Come on, guys! Yeah, St Elmo's Fire, where he's in the band and he does that, but I thought it was like a real music. But then if you go on YouTube, it was all fake apparently.
He didn't play.
There's all kinds of blogs about it.
I love it.
But it's a great moment. So what would you say is the best decision that you've ever made?
Well, I think finding a niche, actually, my niche. Before I was doing what I'm doing now, I used to do more generic presenting, so, you know, showbiz, entertainment, and I've always been into rock music. Now that's the music that I've always been into, but I kind of got pushed more into the showbizy stuff. And then when I said, no, actually, I don't enjoy this, I want to talk about rock, and that's kind of what I did, and then I found my niche. So
by following that niche, do you find that that's actually made you more successful as well, or is it just been that you enjoy what you do more? Has it helped you, I guess, generate more business, you know, make more money?
Yeah, I don't know, because some people have said to you, the problem when you have a niche is obviously it cuts down the job offers because you're in this little niche. But at the same time, you're not competing with as many people, which showbiz kind of you are. There's a lot more people out there doing showbiz. So I think that there is an element of I'm more successful in my field, and so people know if there's someone that they want to talk about rock, they'll come to me. But yeah, so I suppose it has opened up more doors for me in that sense.
Has it closed and limited you as well, though?
Yeah. Like with some, BBC, for instance, I've been chatting to them a few times to try and get on Six Music, and they're like, oh no, you're too into rock.
So, the scariest moment that you've had along the way in your career?
Well, there's been a few. Believe it or not, I can be quite shy sometimes, and I don't mind talking to, you know, down a camera to a load of people. If people are watching, I don't mind that. But as long as the camera is there, I can kind of zone everyone out. But I had to host an award show in Germany, and that was in front of a big audience, and that was pretty scary because it was quite heavily scripted. And then I've been on the stage at Download before, which was 80,000 people all staring at me. But there was a camera there, so I wasn't too bad. I just focused on that.
When you've got a moment like that, I mean, how much do you actually notice, you know, those 80,000 people? I mean, do you? I mean, I would imagine when you go up there, you kind of notice them, and you know, you're nervous. But then as soon as you start speaking, you're kind of in the zone. It's almost as if they're not there anyway. It's just,
yeah, you just don't remember any
of
it.
Oversimplified.
You don't remember any of it. It's awful. You go up, and then just you know, as you're about to say something, you think, I've forgotten everything that I meant to say, and then it just comes out your mouth anyway. And then, yeah.
So I've been kind of talking and preaching a lot lately about mentors, mentorship, you know, self-development, and you know how we kind of move ourselves forward. And I think, you know, I always say to people that there's a big almost, you know, preconception, misconception as you know, the UK, I think in general. I mean, you look in the States and those kind of places, you know, mentorship, personal growth. It's not just a buzzword. It's, you know, it's very much part of their mentality and mindset. But I think over here, you know, we almost not almost, you know, laugh at it, poo-poo it, and it's maybe a bit, you know, Tony Robbins-y. I mean, I have, you know, successful peers of mine, you know, people, you know, on my level, you know, next level, etc. And when I'll talk to them, I say, oh, by the way, I'm at this seminar today, or I'm you know, with a guy about mentorship. Yeah. And everyone laughs, and you know, or you're on the motivational course. You know, how much more motivating do you need? I think, you know, we're missing a big trick of it. You know, over here in the UK. Yeah. I've been banging on about it for a long time. But have you had any mentors in your career and in your early days?
Definitely. I have the same mentor that I had in the beginning, and I couldn't live without my mentor.
Is that someone in your industry?
Yeah, I've worked with him on a few jobs. He's an exec producer in TV, and I call him probably 3 times a week. If there's any decision that I have to make, I always call him up and sound him out on stuff. And how should I word this email? This person has said this to me, or how much should I be charging for that job? And so constantly, yeah, I think it's extremely important.
So do you feel though that the questions you ask, you already know the answers to anyway? You just want validation?
Yeah, I think so.
What's the best piece of advice that you've ever been given?
Actually, a friend of mine once said to me, because basically I don't know if you're the same, there's probably a lot of people out there that do it as well, like you have these goals and you reach a goal, and I tend to not savor the moment, and I'll just move on to the next goal.
What next?
And then before you know it, you sort of take it all, not for granted, but you don't appreciate what you've achieved. And someone said to me, a friend of mine said, what would your 16-year-old self say if it met you now? And I was like, yeah, actually, I'd think I was pretty fucking cool. And sometimes when I take what I've done for granted and I'm having a low moment or something, I try and think about that, and I think, yeah, okay, I'm doing all right.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that. So, future plans, what can you tell us about?
Future plans? Yeah, I've got a few.
Hopefully there are some.
Yeah.
As excited, the pinnacle of your career's been coming here today.
I'm done. I'm retiring. Yeah.
Is that what you were referring to a minute ago when you talk about that moment of success and you're not savouring it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I've got a few things coming up. I'm a bit of a Dell boy, so I've always got some sort of deal going on. But yeah, it's a few things. Working with Marshall Amps and a few other big brands that I can't talk about right now. But yeah, so a few things.
So I've got a question I always ask people when they're here, which as I'm looking at my notes, I'm already laughing to myself, thinking you've already hit me on this when as soon as you walk through the door. But I normally say to people, you know, if I was to give you a business loan or invest in something for you that's either in the business you're in now or another business, what would it be? But
you're laughing because I pitched you straight away.
I'm laughing that you've already hit me as soon as you walk through the door. I don't even think I knew your name at that point, so I've got to high five you for your commitment and your motivation. But I guess we can't talk about that now. But if there was something in a different line of business.
What would I do?
What would you do?
Well, yeah, I like pitching TV ideas. I do that quite a lot, and it's just what I did with you when, like you say, when I walked through the door, by accident, of course. I'm always ready though.
I like it. I like it.
But I would actually have liked to have been a photographer as well, a music photographer. I always think would be quite cool. So,
still video.
Stills, yeah. I mean, I work in TV, and it's all about moving images. But actually, I think that pictures tell more of a story than a moving image. So I'm always quite fascinated by pictures and the story behind them and how they came about. And so I'd probably train as a photographer or something.
Cool.
I'd like to do that.
So Kylie, what would you like to be remembered for, and specifically how would that be inscribed on your tombstone?
Oh God.
What would it say?
Oh geez. What would it say? Hopefully she knew her stuff.
Cool.
She knew her stuff and was a bit of a Del boy, wheeler dealer. Always had a deal up a pitch up her sleeve, ready to go. Cool. And was kind, maybe. I know, you know.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot, Kylie. We've got
Thank you.
kind Del boy Kylie who knows his stuff. Thanks a lot for coming, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.